name is Veonne, and I talk too much. At least that's what I've been told all of my life. As a kid growing up, my grandmother, my mother, my teachers always said, "You talk too much. Be quiet." I don't know about you, but that was my story. So I was known as the kid who talked too much. Although I talked too much, there were things that I was not talking about that needed to be discussed. As a child, I was experiencing my father being incarcerated, and I had no one to talk to. But I want to know, what if we lived in a world where talking too much wasn't considered a bad thing? What if talking too much could actually make a difference? So when I was in high school, I went through this weird stage because although I was talking too much, I wasn't expressing my heart. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel valued. I didn't feel like someone was really listening to what I was really going through. So I went through this stage, and although I was loud, my appearance was loud, my heart was broken. My heart was empty. And I felt like my teachers never really got to know who I was. They were frustrated with my behavior, but they never said, "Veonne, what's going on?" So I graduated from high school, and I started traveling the United States, ministering the gospel, and telling people my story through poetry and through music, because that was my form of talking too much. That was my form of really letting go of what was happening in my life. That was my outlet. And so after I graduated from high school and graduated from college, I had a short-time job as a theater teacher. And I was determined to be different because, like me, when I was younger, there were students that had behavioral problems, but it wasn't that they were bad students. They just didn't have someone to talk to. So on the first day of school, I created the emotion board. And I gave each student a popsicle stick. I said, "Write your name on it. And then I want you to put your name into the emotion board slot." I had 3 categories. The student was doing good, they're feeling not so good, or not so good, I need to talk. And I would tell my students to come over to my desk, and they would talk to me about the things that were going on in their lives. So I had 2 students that stood out to me, and I'll tell you their stories. Student number 1, he said that his mother was always busy. He said, "My mom is busy. She's always working. She's always on a meeting. She never hears what I have to say. She tells me to go to my room or that she just can't talk." I had another student. She said that her mother did not like her, and so much so, her mother sent her to go live with her aunt. And her aunt hated her, told her that she was stupid, she was ugly, and that she would be nowhere in life. Both of these students came to me because I gave them the opportunity to talk too much, but these students wanted to commit suicide. And so this broke my heart. So I spoke to one of the administrators of the school, and she said, "Don't worry about it. Suicide is a buzzword. Don't take them seriously." And I couldn't believe that this woman said that this was a buzzword. These were 2 lives. Suicide was not a buzzword to these students. These were real lives experiencing grief and silence. And when she said this to me, this was just a reminder that a lot of students are being silenced. A lot of people are being silenced, not able to express themselves. And ultimately, this affects their life. Silence leaves no room for love. So this administrator, who didn't want to listen to what these students had to say, closed herself off to loving these students. She had no love to be able to address the cries of their hearts. And so I've seen that a lot of adults sweep a lot of issues under the rug. They're used to silence. They're used to not confronting the issues that we have. And of course, they fake their happiness. According to a latter survey, they surveyed 993 full-time employees, and 81% of them said that they fake their happiness at work. Why? Many people are being silenced. They're not being themselves. They're not really talking about how they feel, so they fake their happiness. Is that you? Are you silenced? Are you not talking enough? Are you not having these conversations? That could ultimately save your life. I want to encourage you all today to talk too much. Take the bold step to talk too much. Have those conversations that are a little uncomfortable, but truly necessary. It can save lives, especially in the school system. If we decide to talk too much, it will create opportunities because people can truly be themselves. They will have more joy on their jobs or whatever opportunities that they have. It would also reduce suicide rates because people will want to live because now they've got the load off of their chest and they will finally feel the freedom to live again. To be silenced is to live a lie. If we are not speaking, we are not truly being ourselves. If we are not truly being ourselves, we are not truly opening our hearts. If our hearts are not open, we close ourselves off to the truth. And ultimately, we are closing ourselves from love. So could it be that that little girl who talked too much was really looking for love? Could it be that she really was talking too much, but she wasn't talking about the right things? If she opened her heart to love and had those tough conversations, maybe her life would have looked a little different, and maybe her behavior in class would be different. You can't love without talking too much. So open yourself to have those tough conversations. Open yourself to talking too much. My name is Veonne, and I will talk too much. Thank you.